let's start our next section. How do we recognize our desire for God? Remember when we talked about the word desire, we said that it was the deepest human longing, and it is something that we feel in our heart of hearts, something that we work towards, something that we goes way beyond wants and needs to our deepest longing to be fulfilled. And our deepest longing of fulfillment is God. So there are 3 quotes that you are going to need to remember. First, we have St. Augustine. St. Augustine says, "Our hearts are restless until they rest in you." Now, what does that mean to you? When we talked about wants and needs and filling our wants and needs with empty things, that's our heart being restless. And our heart will stay restless until it rests in God. We will constantly be searching. It doesn't matter how many pairs of cute jeans or how many purses or how many iPhones we buy, it will not fulfill our desire for God. And our heart will still be searching and searching. That's what keeps businesses in business. That longing, that searching, that desire for God. But people fill it with empty things rather than filling it with God. Which leads us to our next quote from the Catechism of the Catholic Church. This will from now on be referred to as CCC. So please learn that. CCC stands for Catechism of the Catholic Church. And the Catechism says desire for God is written on the human heart. It's written there. Just as our heart is restless, it's there. God put it there. The desire for God is there. We came with it built in. And because of that, God created us to be for God. We want to be for ourselves, just as Adam and Eve were selfish and wanted to be for themselves. But we are really created for God. And finally, Blaise Pascal said, there is a God-shaped hollow in the human heart that only God can fill. I don't care how cute the outfit is or how cute the boy is. It is not going to fill that void in your heart that can only be filled with God. But how do we understand this desire for God? And our faith word is faith, because faith is a gift of God. God gives us faith, and it is also our choice to act on that faith and to believe in God, and not just believe in God, but to adhere to what God calls us to, which means to follow through. It's not enough to say, oh yeah, I believe in God, God's great, love Jesus, super, I'm great. Then you lie, you cheat, you steal, you talk back to your parents, you cheat on tests, you use foul language, you dress inappropriately. Is that really saying that you believe in God? I don't think so. When God invites us, it's our true response, the response in our heart. And that response, it shows us our true faith. And here we have the story of St. Augustine. Here's a perfect example. This fellow, when he was a young man, he was a crazy party guy. He had women, he had mistresses, he was living the high life. But his mother, St. Monica, prayed for him that he would change his life around. And finally, at age 33, he turned his life around completely. And he began following Catholicism and ultimately became one of the first doctors of the church. And if you remember back here, we said St. Augustine that his heart was restless. And in his book, The Confessions, he wrote he was restless. He was searching in all the wrong places for what he thought would fill that void. But he finally realized that it wasn't those things that he thought it was. It was God that was calling him. So now let's recap our objectives and ask yourself, do I know this information? If I don't, this is your chance, which is what's so cool about the flipped videos. You can go back, you can review, you can go back in your book. So as you move forward through the questions, Look at your book. Review the PowerPoint. Check to find the right answer. Don't just go through this because this counts for a grade, and you will be doing this with every chapter. So I hope you enjoyed your flipped videos, and good job.